So many job seekers use LinkedIn as just a resume. They'll put up a profile picture, maybe put up some experience that they have, and then maybe add 20 connections and let it sit. But if you're using it like that, like the majority of people, I would recommend that you take it seriously starting today. Okay, I would like you to pause the video, go to a new tab, and Google your name. What pops up first? If you have a LinkedIn profile, it is likely your LinkedIn profile. Let's do it for myself. Let's see. Oh, look at that. The first page of Google, my LinkedIn profile. My LinkedIn came up first before my website. And a lot of you won't have websites because you are job seeking, you don't have a business. How important is it that when a recruiter goes to Google your name, that you have an optimized LinkedIn profile? Let's take two people. They have the same experience, the same volunteer work, the same classes they took, whatever. They have the exact same experience. Person A, he just has a profile picture on LinkedIn. He just put on his profile the same thing he put on his resume. That's person A. Person B, he has an optimized profile. He's taking himself seriously. He has a banner that's filled out. SEO rich headline. He has his about section. It looks good. Maybe he posted a video of himself sharing some things. Two people, same experience. The recruiter comes across both profiles. Who do you think will rank higher in that recruiter's mind? One person just couldn't be bothered. The other takes themselves seriously. So having a LinkedIn profile is really important. Okay, so let's talk about it. What is LinkedIn? LinkedIn is not just another random social media platform. It's actually the oldest. It's been around since like 2003, I think. Don't quote me on that. LinkedIn is the number one social network for professionals in the world. So a lot of us look at it wrong. We just think, oh, I'm just going to have an account. We can connect with groups. We can connect with industry leaders, recruiters. LinkedIn is an interactive digital resume. So when I have my resume, say I have the, whatever, the resume, it shows my education, all this and that. It's just a piece of paper or a PDF if you're submitting online. There's nothing really, there's no links. With CVs, you could probably put a link here and there, get away with that. But with resumes, there's nothing. It's just words. But LinkedIn is interactive. You could put presentations, you could put links to videos you've created or work you've done. You can create content. So you're showing up online, you're confident. So it's an interactive digital resume. It is not just a simple black and white resume. LinkedIn is the top platform for job seekers. Okay, there are 1 billion members. Billion with a B, okay? There are 69 million companies listed. Okay, get this. 7 people are hired every minute on LinkedIn. And more than 11,000 members apply for jobs every minute. You're not going to let that stat scare you because you're going to optimize your LinkedIn. You're going to watch the next video I post that has all the tips for you, and you're going to kill this job seeking moment in your life, okay? But let me just say how incredible that is that 7 people get hired on LinkedIn every minute. If you're a job seeker, you should be taking LinkedIn seriously. That should be your full-time job while you're looking for one. Let me tell you a story. When I was getting married, engaged to my husband, somebody reached out to me on LinkedIn and said, hey, we have a job for you. And I thought it was a scam because at that time, I didn't take LinkedIn seriously. And so I thought it was a scam, and somehow I still went through with the process of talking to her, and I got the job and literally got hired on that in the interview call and got a start date 2 weeks out. So a recruiter reached out to me somehow for some reason for that job, and I got it, and I kept it for a year or something like that until I had my baby. And it's very possible. Okay, I cannot express this enough. You need to take your profile seriously. Even if you have no plans to leave your job, you're comfortable in your job, what if you get laid off? What if you want to climb the corporate ladder somewhere else one day? Taking your LinkedIn seriously now will set you up for success later. So take it seriously even if you feel embarrassed. Okay, take your profile seriously even if you think your Aunt Karen will judge you. You are not building your personal brand for your aunt or for your family or for your mother. What is your goal? Are you trying to Go on, get a good job, provide for your family, save up for a house, whatever. Just show up. Be confident. They're not paying your bills, right? Who cares? And you should turn around and tell them, hey, you should take your LinkedIn seriously. Forget about what anybody else says. And you could always just blame me. Yeah, I watched this video. Raven said I should take it seriously. Take yourself seriously. Build your personal brand. Optimize your profile. And your profile and you as a person will stand out to any recruiter who comes your way. So I ask you, is your profile helping you or hurting you? Is it just a relisting of all of the stuff you put on your resume? Or are you taking it seriously? Is it optimized? You have a great profile picture. You have a great banner. You have your headline. If you answered the former, I've gotcha. If you want to make it optimized and you have no idea how, just keep watching. We're going to get into that now. Okay, here is what most profiles look like. They have their profile picture. I covered this person's. They don't change their banner. Their about is just like something random. Okay, let's get into optimizing your profile. We'll go over profile picture, banner, headline, about section, featured section, skills, and education. The first time you watch this video, I recommend just watching it through and then skip to each section in the caption and implement. Don't sit on this too long. I challenge you to do this within 1 week. Okay, so let's talk about your profile picture. Here are some principles. You want it to be solo, upper body only, face the camera, simple shirt, and smile. And I just want to say you don't need a professional photo. Your smartphone is good enough. Just make sure you wipe the screen and you have a good light. Right now, obviously, I'm in my apartment, so I don't have that great of light. But if you go outside, face away from the sun, so like say the sun's here and you're like this way, you can get a good photo that way. You could open the windows and just stand against a wall, take a photo. It doesn't have to be fancy. Your smartphone will do the job. Here are some bad examples. Okay, so these are all beautiful photos. However, they're not useful for LinkedIn. So this is great, but it doesn't show his face. This is with people, we don't want it. This is a side view of somebody's face, we don't want it. This is an angry face. What happens to you when you see that expression? Well, I'll tell you what happens. Your neurotransmitters start doing what they do, and you get a negative feeling looking at that photo. Okay? Here's some good examples. She's facing the camera. She's smiling. This one is not quite the midsection up, but it'll work. And she's wearing simple clothes. She's smiling. You can see her face. They're all solo. This one, he has a blazer on, a different background. So you can have trees in the background, you could have a brick wall, you could have a gray wall, you could have a white wall. The background doesn't matter all that much, just make sure it's not that cluttered. This one, look at his face. What reaction do you have when you see this? We are hardwired to react the same way. So I feel a lot of joy seeing this photo. So make sure you're smiling. This guy, I would say he could even be smiling a little bit better. Okay. So those were good examples. They're more professional. But what if that's not like your style? You're more like kind of casual. Well, to be more casual, you could wear a more casual shirt, have like the background be more casual. Like these are just homes. This is a brick wall. Say you're a photographer and you want to show some personality. So you have a camera. This works because she's facing the camera. It's her face. And yeah, this one, he's really happy. He has a simple background. This one as well. So just go out, take your profile picture. Don't overthink it. It just has to be recent. I didn't put that, but it has to be recent. You don't want it to be 10 years old. And take your smartphone, take your photo. Okay? Okay, let's go to cover photos. Cover photo is your most important. Cover photo, banner, whatever. It's one of your most important things because it shows personality. Here are some principles. Do not leave it blank. Do not just use a stock photo. I mean, that's better than leaving it blank, but I think you could do a little bit better. Don't let it be too cluttered. And you could show something you're interested in, whether it's a quote or a picture, and then leave the left side blank on the bottom because your profile picture will cover that space. Here's some like good photo ideas, cover photos. So, I mean, they have just a little bit of a picture, something interesting. Maybe this is you, a picture of you. You could always get stock photos, the name, what you are, contact information. This one's just a nice stock photo, name, what I am. You could also put a quote, that sort of thing. Here's some other examples. Canva and create a free account. You do not need the pro. In the search bar, click or type in LinkedIn banner, and it will populate a bunch of awesome templates that you can use. You can also filter it by like adding keywords or just going to filters, choosing modern, business, elegant, happy, whatever. You can't use any with the crown. Those are for pro. Click on the one that you like and then choose customize this template. Then you can just customize. You could put your name, you could change colors, you could do anything you want. You could leave it as is. I like to kind of mess with the templates a little if I start with a template and kind of make it my own, but you could change color, you could put all your information. You could go to elements and change the photo if you want something a little more your personality. So just search for photo. Click on it and then go to the 3 dots and do replace background. Then from here you could see you can't see it with the white. So one thing I like to do is click on it, go up to transparency, go a little bit lower, change the background to black, and then it pops a little bit better. Then of course you could always change the colors of anything. From here, here's another example. Some of these are just really beautiful and would work as is, but you could add any effects. You could go up to the effects, do an outline, you can shadow, lift. So just make it your own, play around. There's way too many things on here. You could also Google a quote. So if you wanted to put a quote, I would just suggest Googling it. You can add a quote and then add that there. Change the size. You can do anything like that. Also, here's another example. You could move anything, and if you want to move a lot at once, grab from the bottom, drag across, and then you can kind of group it and move it. You can move any of the elements across, so kind of moving it across. You can also change it. So if you have a photo that you like, you can add it. So I'm going to grab from elements, but you would upload your own if it's of you. So I just chose a different photo. This is a great place to put one of your other photos that didn't make the cut. Okay, once you're done, go to share and then download. Make sure it says PNG. Choose a page if you did more than one like I just showed you here. You just have to do one though. Choose your page, click done, and then download. Now it's on your computer. Now you can upload to LinkedIn. So your headline is really important because your headline in your profile will be seen on LinkedIn. Everywhere I look, you'll see my photo and then like the first 8 words of my headline. So it's really important that you take this part seriously. The first 8 words are the most important. You want to add searchable keywords. And I don't think that there's any need to be clever in this. I think that you could just be very frank and straightforward and then put your desired position. So here's some examples. So as I said, have a business profile. So mine's going to be a little bit different, but I don't do anything clever. I'm saying literally what I do. Social media strategist for lead gen and brick and mortar businesses, video marketing and blah, blah, blah. Here's one I did. He's a PhD candidate graduating molecular and computational biology, USC. Just put very specific things. And these can be picked up if a recruiter is using the recruiting app for LinkedIn. Okay, so the about section is really important. A lot of people talk in third person. Raven studied nutrition and da-da-da. Don't do that. So some principles, you don't want to just talk in third person or say your whole life story, but showcase your potential. You want to have an engaging opening. It could be something that shows like your status or desires. Give a little bit of your background. You also want to show your current education or your focus or what you're passionate about. So, okay, let me read you an example. Like pretend I want to do HR in tech. how to create high-performing, engaged teams by fostering a positive, people-centric workplace culture. With a background in business administration, I've worked with fast-growing tech companies, startups, and enterprise organizations to optimize talent acquisition, streamline HR processes, and enhance employee experience. I'm passionate about helping professionals thrive with pride. I specialize in talent strategy, diversity and inclusion, employee engagement, workforce planning, and leadership development. My approach blends data-driven insights, HR technology, and strategic people operations to drive innovation and productivity while ensuring teams feel valued and empowered. Let's connect and collaborate to create a stronger, more inclusive workplace culture in tech. This seems overwhelming, but just let AI do all the work for you. So take the ChatGPT prompt I have in the caption and use that. So experience, I would recommend, you could always just put what you have on your resume here, but you could add more to it. So if you do not have a resume yet, take this part seriously and go through it very carefully. And then I would also use ChatGPT to help you with it. If you have a posting of the job that you did, then that's great. But otherwise, you could like literally type out everything you remember and say, hey, please help me. I'll include that prompt in the caption as well. But you could say, please help me write a bulleted list of all of these things that I did, and just write it. Okay, so your experience section, here's some principles. You want to have action verbs like led, implemented, increased. If you have a current job, you'll say, I am leading, I have done this, or whatever. So just change it accordingly. Use industry-specific terms, especially if it's that job is needed for the job you're applying for. Keep it concise and scannable. It just needs to be one simple sentence for each point. You don't want it to be long sentences. Just break those up however you can. Focus on results, not just duties. So if you like increase closing sales by 70%, then you'll put that. Now, if you don't have job experience and you're still trying to look for a job, put everything you have. Put your freelance or volunteer work, internships or part-time jobs, coursework and certifications, projects and portfolios, extracurricular activities, and leadership roles. Every single thing you possibly can. So it's a little bit different than a normal resume. You could add a lot more here. And that's why I recommend people really take LinkedIn especially, but this section seriously, so that you can, add more there. Okay, so the education section is very straightforward. Just put your education, the years you graduated, and that's it. Okay, skills is actually more important than you might think it is. Don't just put random skills. A lot of people will just post random things. Microsoft, presenting, this and that. So you want to put a mix of hard skills and soft skills. Soft skills are like communication, adaptability, problem solving. Hard skills or technical skills are what's needed for your job. Maybe you know programming languages and that's necessary for your job, JavaScript, app development, that sort of thing. So you want to do a mix of both. And I will show you how to find some to add to your LinkedIn. So we're going to take all the prompts, you'll find them in the caption, just grab them. Just grab them in the order that I have them listed so that it works that way. Go to chatgpt.com. So I already am signed up for it, but you could just sign up and it's free. We're going to put in that LinkedIn prompt. It's in the caption. It'll be a little slightly different than what I have written here, but I'm just going to walk you through my process of how I would do it if I were you. Okay, so just start. So here is, you could keep playing around and asking different questions. Okay, great. So now you have some skills that you can list if you have them. And you'll also want to include throughout your profile, so whether it's in your About section, so that when recruiters are putting in skills and searching, it'll pop up. So you could also say HR job in tech. You just grab some of the stuff, take it over and copy it, take it over and say, please create a bullet point list of skills from this posting, and then you're gonna copy paste it. So you could take some of these skills and add them. I would say use your top 25 skills. You don't need to do that much more than that. Otherwise, it's just a little bit of overkill. Okay, so I kind of did this backward. I have my list of skills. Then I can go to LinkedIn and post those. Okay, so take the prompt that's in the caption and fill in your own information. So You'll just kind of have to play around. Previous experience, we'll put was human resources manager in tech field. I was a HR assistant in the university. Just put a few of your experience. Here's my background in human resources, project management. I'm passionate about so you'll add all that, click this, and here's something that you could tweak. So you'll go through and read it. You could also say, make it a more casual tone. I don't know. You can mess around with it. So yeah, it's not going to replace your work, but this will cut it in half a lot. I would never suggest putting this the first thing that pops up as your thing. It's very obvious that it's AI. And when you have these large M dashes, for some reason, people get frustrated and think it's AI. So you want to make sure it doesn't say anything like that. Okay, so now that we have our about, you could plug it, keep messing with it, and get it. Eventually, your tries will run out for the free ChatGPT, so just be careful. Now that you have that, I would say, okay, using this summary, please write a headline. Using the summary, please write a headline, a strong headline with a lot of keywords for my industry. Okay, so now you got your headline. Okay, so now you have your headline. You could always mess around with it, but I would say as a job seeker, keep it to keywords because then you'll be more likely to be found by their thing. So you've got your headlines, you've got your keywords, then you add these specific things to your profile. Okay, there you go. So if I were actually doing this for real, I would sit down and like take an hour or two to really go through this and do it well and make it sound like me. But just for example's sake, I did it just kind of quickly. I would never just post this on there because that just looks kind of silly, but you would want to make sure you add in different things. So like I could add, please add that I like to camp on my off time, but make it sound professional. Whatever. Something like that. So you could just keep adding and playing and messing around, but add your personality in here, add different details, mess around with it, and I'm sure you'll come up with something that you love. Don't overthink it. Having a filled out, optimized profile is way better than not, and most people don't. Just create, and then like this, I would be happy. I would put this in if it were me. To get to your profile, you'll just click on your name from anywhere. To change your profile picture, click on this circle, do add photo, upload photo. Let's see. I don't want to mess with mine, but you'll upload photo, adjust it to fit, and press save. To upload your cover photo, click this little thing. You'll do change photo, grab yours from your computer, adjust it here, and click apply. To change your headline, go here. Go down to your headline, and then you could put all of that good stuff here. To change your about, you're just going to click on the pencil. Add that information here. Save. You could also add skills that are related to that. We'll talk about featured section in the next video, but to add your experience, you just edit or just put plus if you want to edit any past ones, you could just put plus. One thing to note with the experience section is that you can and should, if you have anything, add links to different things. If you have a website, if you have any videos available, or so you have a presentation you've done, add as many links as you can. It just, I don't know, I think it really adds a lot. So you could just go plus, go down to media, add media. You could add a link or add media. So you could link to a video, you could upload different things, and I would recommend you can if you have them available. You'll also add your, if you have any licenses or certifications down here, you'll add your education here. I just put the basics like the school, the degree, the years. And then most importantly, you'll add your skills here. You just click, you can just add them. All right, I'm really excited to see what you create. If you have any specific questions, please let me know. Maybe I didn't explain something fully. Maybe there's just something I left out. Put it in the comments, because it's likely if you have that question, others also have that question.